them out. Salmon and trout. Don't tell me. Tell them.
This one is the Pacific.
No. The category is what?
Salmon and trout.
How do we recognize that category? What do they all have in common? What?
The
adipose.
adipose.
Back there. Come over here. You can go over there too. Hey, we're going to do that every day. You guys need to know all this.
Yes, chef.
I know it. So therefore, I want to hear it from you. Okay. Start all over again.
The salmon and trout family.
Okay.
Tell that because they have.
Talk to your audience.
You can tell because they have the adipose fin here. They have two anal fins.
Well, okay. Adipose fin is good. What else do they have in common?
They're born in freshwater and live in saltwater.
And what do you call that?
Andromeda.
All right, so they all anadramas. They all have the adipose fin. What else is important? What activity?
They are high activity, so they have oily skin, so their bones are not good for stock.
They have oily skin.
Oily flesh, sorry.
Okay. Flesh is oily, so therefore the bones are not suited for stock. What is the bone structure?
Soft.
And what does that tell you? Straight cut. Okay, so this is the group. That's what they all have in common. Now, go to the specific fish. What is this fish? First one. Lift it up so your friends can see it.
This one is the farm-raised lamb.
Okay, and how do we recognize that?
It has the black dots on the gill plate on the head,
Okay,
and it has 8 to 12 anal rays.
okay. The color of the mouth and the tongue is what?
Black.
White.
The tongue is white. The Pacific is
I want to hear about this fish.
So the Pacific is white.
Yes. Okay, did you forget anything? I didn't tackle the next one. Mark, help him out. All right, steelhead trout. Carry on.
Steelhead trout has the red horizontal line. It still has that. It's been here.
They all have that. What else? Who is it related to?
Trout.
Rainbow trout.
Okay. What do they have in common?
The dark spotted top, and then the light underbelly.
So, all anadramas. Steelhead, the trout is a freshwater. Okay. So this is the freshwater cousin of the steelhead trout. Agreement on that? Everybody else agreed on that? Is there anything else he's missing? Come on, you guys gotta make him look good. Okay, next. Pick it up so you know, you become friends with it. What do you have there?
Arctic char.
Arctic char.
Can you read lips?
Arctic.
A lot of them said it, but a lot of them didn't know it either. Arctic char. How do you recognize the Arctic char?
Dots.
White dots.
White spots. Flesh is orange. Belly is a little bit whiter than in some of the other ones. Otherwise, it's all the same category. Go. This will be the test today. What do you give yourself? I know what you give yourself. I know what you give yourself.
30. I only need one.
30. All right.
I only need one of them.
Jesse, come over here.
Let's do that.
You guys got to know those things. All right. Talk to your audience. What category?
This is the bass family, and it's
What do they have in common? All
they
of them.
have in common the Hershey Kiss gill plate. They have
Well, let it stand up. We can, so we're talking about those fins here?
yes,
What are those fins?
the two
Torso.
dorsal fins.
Dorsal fin. Okay. So, what bone structure does it have?
Hard bone structure.
Hard bones. What does that tell you?
Up and
Good
over.
person.
Up and
Up and
over.
over fabrication method. What activity?
Medium activity.
Medium activity. What does that tell you?
It means
Good for
you can use
stock.
the bones for
You can use the
stock.
bones for stock. So what else do we need to know about the group? What do we do with it in the kitchen? Cooking method.
Saute.
Okay. And we could saute it. Cooking method, keep that in mind. High activity. That means we would not use the bones for stock, right?
Yes, sir.
So if we don't use that for stock, would we make a sauce with a cooking liquid?
No.
So therefore, almost all the cooking methods where you would make a sauce separate would apply to that. Make sense like this?
Yes, chef.
Deep poaching, make a hollandaise, grilling, perhaps broiling, maybe not so stewing, maybe not so shallow poaching, maybe not so or even sauteing, because if you saute properly, you deglaze your skillet, right? So they're not best suited for that. They're best suited for the cooking methods where you make a separate sauce. Here we would use the bones for sauce, right?
Yes, so shallow poach.
Shallow poach would be okay. This particular species here, maybe we could, this is firm enough, we could deep poach that too. We could saute it, we could grill it. This is very flexible because that's nice firm flesh. All right, so are we okay on the category?
Yes.
Any other questions for my friend here? Okay, then tell me about this fish here.
This is the wild striped bass, and it's recognizable because of its continuous lines throughout the body. It has two dorsal fins, and it's recognized by the plastic
Cat.
hat.
Tack, fishing tack, that's right. So what does that mean, that tack?
Where it came from?
That licensed
Oh.
fisher fished it out of the water.
Right, so it has been registered. Okay, what is this?
This is the hybrid striped bass, and it's recognized by non-continuous line. It's got broken up, unlike this one where it's straight all the way through. It also has two dorsal fins.
Right. And since it's hybrid, where's it coming from? That's the daddy right here.
Yeah.
Where's the mom? Who's the mom? Usually ask who's the dad. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Ah, does anybody know? We talked about that yesterday. White sea bass. White sea bass and wild striped bass makes the hybrid bass.
Jesse, can you hold it this way?
All right? I think Jesse did okay. Next. All right, Alan. Your choice, any of those three. You need to know that. You need to know that, you know? If I just keep on talking, I know where it goes, up in the air. So maybe you learn from yourselves a little bit better.
is red snapper.
I don't know, you tell me.
I think that's red
Well, pick it
snapper.
up, then you all can see if it is or not. What makes you think it's red snapper?
Well, the red color and the eye, the dark ring around the eye.
The black ring around the eye. That makes it the only red snapper. But what else? What else do we have here? Well, how many more people are in the same family? Do we have any other snappers?
The black snapper.
What other snapper is there? Give me one. Give me another one. You guys are embarrassing me. Come on, Jesse.
Silk. The
Silk snapper is one. Another one.
Vermilion snapper.
All right. So there are a few other relatives. They all have basically the red color. They also have other colors in there. Yellow, sometimes a little bluish, but they do not have that ring, that black ring around the eye. So don't confuse that. If you have a red snapper, it has to have that black ring. Otherwise, it's a vermilion red snapper, silk red snapper. All right, what's that black ring with the white spot? Pick it up. Pick it up. What do we have here?
Black sea bass.
Okay, tell us about the black sea bass. Don't mind me.
It's obviously dark in color, the eye.
They all have eyes. What color are those spots there?
White.
Come on.
There's white spots with dark skin.
What's the scoop on that dorsal fin?
It's a continuous dorsal fin.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We have to study. We need to practice.
This
Right
is
now,
bad.
what's that?
This is bad.
The yellow part there. What do we have there? We might need to pick it up. So we become friends with it. All right, what do we have there? What?
I'm not sure.
Tilefish.
Tilefish. How do we recognize the tilefish?
Yellow.
All these yellow spots. Put it down. Look at that dorsal fin.
It's continuous.
And what's in front of that dorsal fin?
Adam's.
Right. That's the only species that's in front. Okay. Anything else she needs to know? Or she needs to tell you? She's shaking. She's shaking. Again, her. All of you should stand on the side a little bit. All right. Next. You know, I'm not doing that for my health. You guys need to know that. And after I tell you 2 times, you should know that. All right, tell us about this group here.
This is the cod family. It's low activity. It has hard bones, so it's good for stock. Let's see, you can tell because they all have the continuous lines. This one is white. They have 3 dorsal fins. And they also have the sunken in eyes. And they also have the, what's it called, barbo?
Barbel.
Is that what it's called?
Okay. And what does that tell you? The bottom.
Bottom feeders.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, all right. So can you tell each one of the species what they are and what specific marks are for each species? Start off with the one over there, the one with the greenish color. You can pick it up, make friends with it.
Pacific cod.
This is the polyp.
What's the family?
Cod. This is the cod.
Okay.
This is the Atlantic cod.
Yes. Okay.
So it has the greenish, brownish spots.
And on the back, what do they have? How many?
3.
3 what?
3 dorsal fins.
Okay, they have 3 dorsal fins. What else? How else do
The
you recognize
continuous
it?
white line.
It's a lighter line, yeah.
And it's got a darker face.
That's a dorsal face, that might not be the best. ID. What else? Anybody?
Oh, it has the two, pectoral, segregated pectoral fins? Or is that a different one?
All right. Any other questions about the cod? Greenish in color, the spots are the same, 3 dorsal fins, and beside what the whole category has, the sunken eyes, but also the, look at the mouth. This has an overbite. The other ones, most of them in the cod family have an underbite. Make sense? All right, so what's the next?
It's
Hake.
hake. It's hake. Because it has the pinkish skin. It has a continuous dorsal fin.
Okay, continuous dorsal fin, and what is the key mark? Because it even comes without the head.
The head off. Right.
Without the head. So how can we recognize this fish?
By the whiskers or the lips.
Don't tell me, tell them.
Oh, by the lips.
By the lips, it has those lips. Also, color.
The color is whitish.
Who scaled that? Did it have a lot of scales? So the color, the lips, most of the time it comes without the head. Continuous dorsal fin, continuous anal fin. All right? So what is this?
This is pollock.
Finally. All right, now tell them about the pollock.
So the pollock has the continuous black line. It has the 3 separated dorsal fins and the 2 anal fins. And it's got the sunken in eyes and it's darker on top and lighter on the bottom.
Well, they all are, but sometimes they differentiate the color. Okay, so what's the cooking method for this?
You can saute this.
Okay, what is pollock used for mostly?
Oh, is this?
Morning. Is it ready over there? Do you have a sheet tray? I'm sorry? Well, bring the sheet here first, and then you get what's there. So, yes.
Processing, like,
Filet.
sushi and all
Yeah,
that.
what is that called?
Fish sticks.
Well, fish sticks, that's another one, where they process it, but when they process it, they roll it in very thin sheets, and then they roll it up. They use that for sushi and other methods.
You said the fish sandwich at McDonald's.
Yeah, that's one thing. So what would be the cooking method?
Fry.
Fried, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So this very low in fat. So we could add fat to that, right? So frying would be okay. And then the pollock by itself, they make the surimi. Look at me so funny. What is surimi?
Surimi.
Yeah, it's like that pressed crab meat, that fake crab meat.
Oh, imitation crab.
Okay. So, are there any questions about the cod family?
Can you put that in
Where
a
does it
sausage?
live?
On the bottom of the ocean.
Which ocean?
Pacific?
The Atlantic.
What part of the Atlantic?
From North Carolina to
Georgia, really?
yeah
To?
to like Ireland. No.
Greenland?
Greenland. Sorry.
Canada, New Brunswick, geography. Okay, and then, but mostly there is a, what's that family?
Blackfish. Yeah,
Is
turbo
there a
blonde.
bell somewhere? Like Cape Cod? And where is that?
North.
Massachusetts, and there's an area called
Low activity.
George's Bank.
Low activity.
George's Bank, and that's around the Cape or up north.
Mothership is on
We need
there.
to study, go back. All right, next. Okay, what do we have there? What family?
We got the flat family.
Tell us about the family, what they all have in common.
The flat. They're
Flat.
they're good for stock, hard bones.
Start with activity. What
Low,
activity?
low activity.
Low activity. Okay, and that tells you what?
They're good for stock.
They are good for stock, or the
The
bones?
bones are good for stock. The bones are good for stock.
Okay, so low activity, that's good. What else? Where I'm going with this, I don't know. So if it's low activity, what else does that tell you?
Up and over.
Low, high activity tells, I heard before, somebody said oily flesh. Low activity means?
Low fat. Low.
Yeah, low fat content. Okay, so if it's low fat,
Good for stock.
your bones are good
The bones are
for
good for
stock.
stock. The bones
Don't
are
throw
good
that
for
fish in the stock. So, you guys need to think a little bit. So where are we going with this? So what kind of cooking, fabrication method do we use for that?
Up and over.
Cooking.
Flat fish.
Flat fish. Flat. Straight.
Cooking method.
Cutting method
Oh,
would
cutting
be
method.
flat.
Or up and over.
Or we could go up and over as well.
Alright.
But the key, flat fish, flat.
Flat cut this.
Okay, so what do we have here?
This is a flounder.
This is a flounder. One more thing they all have in common.
The continuous fins, the dorsal fins, and the anal fins.
Yeah. Okay. Is that right eye or left eye?
Right. Right, yeah, right. Right on. The belly's right here, yeah, right on.
You speak with so much confidence, young man.
The belly's on the bottom,
scares
it's
me.
right on.
It's right eye. Okay. Then, what else can you tell me about that fish? Cooking method.
Saute.
You could saute it. What did he do in fundamentals?
We shallow poached it.
We shallow poached it. Okay, so shallow poaching, because very low in fat, we can use all the liquids, so the cuisson, you could make a sauce with that. Very good. So what do we have
We
there?
have a turbo.
Turbo. That right eye or left eye?
It's left side.
How do you know?
It's looking at me.
Looking at you.
And it's a 1 and 2. It's this one is summer flounder. Right, summer flounder?
This is a turbo.
Yes.
Tell me about the turbo. So it's left eye. Okay,
Yeah.
accepted. What else?
Yeah.
What's different between this skin and this skin?
Swampy?
Bumpy.
with
What do we call those bumps?
Uh,
Jesse, you know. Bony protrusions.
bony protrusions.
Yeah, what's the shape? Your bony protrusions.
Diamond, ovalish.
Is it diamond or is it ovalish?
Disc.
How about
Disc.
this?
Yeah,
How
you
about
use
round?
disc shape. Round.
And this, what shape is this?
Diamond.
This is diamond shape.
Or oval.
Okay, go back and study. Next. Come on, Maureen, you gotta make me proud. One of you, anyway.
This is the miscellaneous section or tray. Right here we have or what puts it in the miscellaneous is the fact that it doesn't, it's not it doesn't meet the qualifications of being in the other categories. The bone structure is cartilage. It doesn't actually have bones
Not
inside.
on all miscellaneous, on the item we have
Okay.
here right now.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So take each fish at the time, because there's really not a category where you
Category
can
can
combine
say
everything. Right.
This one is the monk tail.
Monkfish.
Monkfish.
And the market form would be
Monk tail.
monkfish tail.
Monkfish tail.
Does it have scales?
No, it does not. It's slimy. It's got a second layer of skin underneath that you're going to peel off like the silver skin. Like I said earlier, it has cartilage as bones, so you're not going to be able to use them for stock. It is a low activity fish.
Low activity, yeah. Good cooking technique for that.
Cooking technique would be, I'd say,
Do?
yeah, I'd say stews or anything hearty.
Braise or stew. You could saute, you could do other things with that too. But the best techniques for that is braising and stewing. Okay? Now what's the other name for it? Or a other name for it?
Poor man's lobster tail.
I don't want to hear that. Anglerfish.
Anglerfish. Yeah, the name for it is anglerfish.
And it's also known as poor man's lobster, but in the test, don't write down poor man's lobster. Don't get that credit for that. Anglerfish. All right. Okay,
And
not
then-
too bad. Tell us about the next thing.
Next, we have a skate. Market form of what I have in my hand is a skate wing. Comes to the other side would be here, obviously. Again, like the monkfish, it has cartilage bones, so again, we're not going to be able to use that for stock. Cooking method would be something quick, so I'd say like a saute or another shallow fish by chance.
No, probably not. So
No.
are we using the bones for stock?
No, we're not because it's cartilage.
So think about that.
Okay.
But you probably could depoach it.
Yes, sir.
But you would make a separate sauce. What's a classical way of preparing the skate wing?
Wrap it in.
Brunoise
With
that.
beurre noir and capers, like burnt butter, dark brown butter, and capers.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's a classical way. Or grenobloise, which is how it's on the menu upstairs in Bocuse restaurant, which is a beurre noisette with capers, lemon cubes, and croutons. Okay,
Yes.
now, what's there different about the outside here and here?
This one, if you go one way, it's very smooth. You're not going to cut yourself, and if you go the opposite way, it's very got like spikes and everything. I guess it's for protecting yourself in the wild and protecting yourself against predators. This one's very smooth, slimy almost.
Why do they bleed that at sea?
Say again.
Why do they bleed that at sea?
'Cause it has
No
a
urinary tract.
It doesn't have a urinary tract, so
Right.
they had to get everything out before it infects the fish and contains it.
Exactly. Not too bad. Go back. Go back. Now, I do have to say I'm disappointed.